Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Just Facts News episode number 4. I have a lot to get into on this beautiful, August 6th, 2023, into the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. We're going to be getting into the Eminem diss. At some point I'll be getting into that, so on and so forth. But first, we're going to start with, don't know why it's not here. Let me see here. Let me see. It was here just a minute ago. I don't know where it went. Okay. No, that's not it. Not it. No, not it. Let me see. So funny how things are malfunctioning right now at this very moment. Yeah, it should be this one. I don't know why this is dark. What it's dark for? Let me see. Starting by looking into this whole entire ordeal with the rapper by the name of Ugly God. It says here that reports are coming out claiming Ugly God friend's dad while driving during an argument last month. A man says Ugly God, and then I'm also going to examine the video. There's a video right next to this, as you can see, that I'm going to be examining as well.
Noah Noble was at the scene, and he brings us the latest.
We have to put a stop to it because we're losing. Like, we're losing our youth. We're losing.
Another shooting, another life lost to gun violence. 50-year-old Ronaldo Dallavalade was killed in an orange grove. Moments after the gunfire, an officer was on scene.
We were in the area pretty close, and we were able to respond within minutes of the call. And I just wish we would have been here a little sooner.
Another life also altered forever, the suspect, who Police Chief Adam Cooper says was detained.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, this is a case report right here that says, let's see what it says. On the suspect, Royce Davidson, which is Ugly God's real name, unalive the victim, Ronaldo Dalvia, at least, I guess, kind of like blocked it out. At least 4 is a 4-door silver Nissan Sentra, which is what they showed in the news report just now that I just played, bearing Memphis tag HAY2372, which later caused the victim to be deceased after an argument ensued at 1013 Deborah Drive. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, so be a sister, brother putting a Facebook post up. Okay, so it says, picture of my brother dropping off his murderer at college, Royce, which is Ugly God. Oh, and zoom in on the birthday picture, 2023. Okay, so, I see Ugly God right here in the first photo. In the middle photo, I guess Ugly God's friend would be the one right next to him, right? And then there's the photo from the photo that's basically identical to the first photo in the third photo. Okay, man, it is not looking good for Ugly God. It's crazy because I used to listen to this man's music. But I used to casually listen to Ugly God, just out of casually. But I don't know, somewhere along the lines, he just kind of disappeared, almost how the kids say, fell off. So, I mean, I kind of like lost in my ears or whatever. So, we're going to be looking at this video from the family. YouTube page about the case as well. I do just want to like say that I am not a police officer. I'm not a lawyer, nothing like that. I'm just looking at what has been presented on the internet. Almost kind of like just like a spectator. Every legend on the internet. I don't know anything. This is just information that's on the internet. So I just want to preface that by saying that as I continue. Let me see here. I don't know if I should play this normally. I mean, I usually.
The whip and go roll.
Oh.
Nigga thought that I go boom. I won't even break a sweat. I did drag this album a lot trying to get features and shit. I guess I'm not cool enough, you feel me? Like I'm not cool enough to get a song like this. So I'm cool enough that if I comment on your shit, like I'm cool enough for me comment on your shit, you look cool, but I'm not cool enough for this. You feel me? Like, not Yachty, bro. I'm talking about other
violence. 50-year-old Ronaldo Dalavalade was killed in an Orange Grove shooting. He was shot multiple times behind the wheel of a Nissan, the blood-stained sedan crashing into a neighbor's car. Moments after the gunfire, an officer was on scene.
Recently, there's been allegations from a victim's family alleging that a rapper had allegedly shot his best friend's father. Now, the family is livid. He's a family member of a judge. So without wasting too much time, family, we want to discuss who this rapper is, talk about the details at hand and these allegations and what the suspect family is alleged on Facebook. Professor Rodriguez, better known as Ugly God. Born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Ugly God would be one of many rappers who would come up during the SoundCloud era in the late 2010s. He was best known for his 2016 song Water, which peaked at number 80 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 2017.
water. Pop that boy out of my boots.
But after dropping an EP called Bumps and Bruises a couple years ago, his name.
My New Planet. My bad, I look corny with my AirPods on. I'm trying to talk to y'all from here, but I'm not trying to look cool, but I'm trying to look cool for talking to y'all from here.
He's definitely Ugly God is definitely one of those rappers who just never really was like fond of the spotlight like that. He just makes his music and minds his business. Like that's how I've perceived him to be, at least.
I'm changing my name, y'all know, from Ugly God to just fail. For one, I came here. You can go comment and shit, say something Ugly God. Sometimes your comment get marked as bullying and shit. Like my name is against TOS, so like by default my at name is like shadow ban. So another thing I had to deal with, like I really almost changed my name, like not really at the beginning, but sometime like really during my peaking. But they convinced me not to because I was peaking, bro. Come on, Roy, stop looking at the viewers. So I don't know. With New Planet, out of respect, it's gonna have. Hopefully I get Yachty on it, Well, not out of respect, but I did drag this album a lot trying to get feature shit, but I guess I'm not cool enough, you feel me? Like I'm not cool enough to get a song by somebody, but I'm cool enough for them to post a picture, and then they DM me and be like, hey bro, comment on this. So I'm cool enough that if I comment on it, like I'm cool enough for me commenting on your makes you look cool, but I'm not cool enough for them. I'm talking about these other niggas, but like, I was trying to get features from a lot of niggas. I was like feeling delusional. I'm like, bro, how the fuck I'm gonna come back? Not really come back, but how I'm gonna come back and drop shit and it has no features. I mean, it has like, so like, I think I needed features, but I'm like, bro, niggas booed me. So I'm just
See, that's the problem with rappers nowadays. They think they need to be chasing features, bro. The best type of rapper is by themselves mostly, but like, it would do so much if a rapper, whether it be your features just like kill whatever makes you unique from other rappers. Like that's DJ Khaled, a DJ Khaled type of mindset where you need the whole entire industry on your album. Producer. So that's different from somebody like a DaBaby or Little Baby or any one of these newer rappers today, like that are like unique. For real, like that. Like, you don't need to have feature, like a just you, the producer, and the engineer. And that's it. Have one or two R&B features. Have maybe one rap feature. But, like, keep it to a minimum. Feature-heavy albums it's just like, it's almost kind of like it's not even your album anymore.
Go on and say, I ain't never been scared. Not in me. I got you, big bruh. They all lying. Now she proceeds to showcase the house. She also wrote picture of my brother dropping off his alleged M at college.
That's his
Royce.
sister.
Oh, and
Okay.
zoom in multiple times in the face. And she's referencing these pictures. This is Ugly God, second to the left,
Okay,
alongside the
zoomed
victim
in
made
right
rest in
there.
peace to the left. And this is the birthday picture she's referencing, as you see Ugly God to the upper right-hand corner and the victim to the bottom left. She also made this post. Awareness video. Royce Rodriguez, Fio Rodriguez, shot and K, my brother, Ronaldo Reed Devalde, 6/29/2023, at 1009 Deborah Drive, Gulfport, Mississippi, while his mom and wife and 2 of his kids was home. And he claimed self-defense. Also was never booked in, charged or nothing. He free and being cocky like he got up to the point. Was my brother really at his wife and kids? And yes, I shot 4 times in the face, and I had to make sure he was deceased. Hashtag insurance loading.
Whoa. Wait a minute. So Ugly God allegedly admitted that he did it? Oh, wow. My God. This is crazy. Man. Wow. Man. I don't know who got it worse right now, him or the.
Now from that post, it seems Ugly God could have had a property that he let his best friend Diaz sleep in, and it may have led to an altercation, allegedly. Now this person in 2023, at the 11:10 hours, done, and he was also shot while driving. May he rest in peace. And they also disclosed the location and the tag number of the victim's Nissan.
One person dead and another behind bars after gunfire in Gulfport. At the scene, and he brings us the latest.
We have to put a stop to it because we're losing. Like, we're losing our youth. We're losing.
Another shooting, another life lost to gun violence. 50-year-old Ronaldo Dallavalade was killed in an Orange Grove shooting. He was shot multiple times behind the wheel of a Nissan, the blood-stained sedan crashing into a neighbor's car.
We'll respond within minutes of the call, and I just wish we would have been here a little sooner.
Another life also altered forever, the suspect, who Police Chief Adam Cooper says was detained immediately, brought to the station, and is cooperating with detectives. But the weight of the situation is felt even by those who stood by and watched the crime scene.
It's heartbreaking because my heart goes out to the family. My heart goes out to the one that's deceased. My heart goes out to the one that's in custody, because at the end of the day, nobody won. Like, it's heartbreaking because us as black people are losing our youth. We're losing the battle. So it's just like, we have to stop. We have to stand up.
I want to say rest in peace to Ronaldo once again. Loving condolences to his family, and I'm putting y'all in my prayers. Fam, I'll make sure I keep you guys updated as more be developed. But that was the story. Who was a man that's also like and subscribe. And today.
Yeah, man. So that is where it stands right about now, and I can't really say anything about it. Like I said, I'm not, just as this brother said in the video, providing what is being put out to the masses, what is public information, and, you know, hopefully more side of like a court case or something like that to really put this in perspective, because, you know, there's some, I'm pretty sure there's some information that's missing from this whole entire thing. So, yeah, it's very, this was not of a rapper just doing this, but I'm just going to move on from this and move on to something more crazy like this. So we're just going to move from this one and transition to something else. If I can, let me see. All right. So, go back to this. Anything else? No. Something else. I'm trying to remember. Y'all just hold on and bear with me. Hold on and bear with me, because this whole entire setup that I got for this next thing is gonna be, it's gonna take a minute. I don't think I have the image here. See if I can get the image up on here. So let's get the image up here. This is what we're gonna do. Image. for the image. Look for the image. I'm just gonna take this down for a second. We're going to be transitioning to the Eminem track, in which, you know, Eminem basically, like, I'm gonna do this, full disclosure, I'm literally gonna do this try to do this as unbiased as possible. Unbiased as possible. As unbiased as I possibly can do it, right? Reason around the fact that, yeah, just because I grew up with Eminem and I like his music, you know, that sort of thing. I don't want to place that anywhere in this right now. In the news for basically dissing Lord Jamar, dissing the game, and dissing what's the rap? What is the rapper's name? Dang, I can't think of his name right now. Who else did he diss? He dissed. Find the Eminem song. Okay, so, which is like the, you know, the pioneer, the gentleman who's, you know, a pioneer of hip hop. I believe he comes from what is it? What is the name of that? Eminem basically said that Eminem can't. The only reason why people love Eminem is because he's white. And, you know, me personally, I never thought that Eminem would warrant. How many times has somebody said that he just because he's white, you know, he gets more sales, and nobody would really pay attention to him, which I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that might, I don't, like a few different directions I'm going to be taking this whole entire thing, because like I said, I'm not gonna be in the least biased at all. Try my best not to be biased. I am a fan of books. If it's not good, I'll say it's not good. If Eminem drops a mid verse on a song, I'm gonna say it's not good. I don't care what anybody says. Most Eminem fans are so hypnotized by the fact that, like, Eminem is just this great rapper that he can do no wrong. He can't have any trash verses. He can't have any trash albums. Yes, he can. Just like Lil Wayne can have trash. None of your favorite rappers are safe. Every one of your favorite rappers has made a dookie album, a dookie rap verse, tied themselves to a rap group that was not the way of the game. You know, when you're great, you live long enough to. When you're great, you stay at the top of the hill for as long as you can, and you stay there long enough to see people get sick and tired of you. Rapper, every singer, come on, it's just the way of the industry. That's how it works. All right, so the first thing I'm going to get into is this video from some of the song, not the whole entire song that was by the rapper Easy Mills and Eminem. We'll get into him as well, so I'm going to just play this verse.
If you notice, insane. Even when I was going at 50, and me and Dre.
Since the early to mid-2000s, the name Eminem has been as synonymous with hip-hop as Hulk Hogan was with wrestling or Michael Jordan was with basketball. Hovering above his closest rivals as the best rapper of all time, his immovable position in the culture cache has meant that even after his prime, Eminem emerged as the most popular male artist of the 2010s. But across all industries, it's natural that the most popular person is always going to count. Hip-hop's perception of M has mutated to the point where he's now as discredited as he is celebrated.
Somebody said right now, Eminem is the king of rap. Why would you say he's not?
You got to come with a better name. I ain't playing Eminem in my car. You playing in yours? You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
For starters, we have the plain and simple facts of his success. When you're on top for as long as M has been, there's only one place to go. Let's not forget that M began as a counterculture figure. Brazen tea collection, sells spaghetti from his own gimmick restaurant, and produced music for a Marvel movie franchise. Now, it isn't entirely fair to say that Eminem has had it easy. After all, he's faced an uphill battle from the 79 entitled Message to the White Man. But over time, M would overcome these hurdles through sheer talent. And as his flair for wordplay and eccentric persona penetrated middle America, he became the all-conquering man that retired in 2006 with Curtain Call. At that point, had he chosen to truly ride off into the sunset, M would have had a fairy tale ending like an Andre 3000. But obviously, M didn't do this, and as he stubbornly continues to drop music even as have been established for a long time. And in many ways, the most concise way of explaining them came from the unlikely source of Jermaine Dupri, in which he discussed the fact that M was more likely to beef with pop stars like Britney Spears and Mariah Carey than his peers. Oh yeah, Eminem, I left you out deliberately, he said on JD's reply. You know why? Because to me you like a character in Disney World, known for dissing pop groups and Justin's ex-girl. Don't nobody take you serious. But you're really trying to pinpoint where it all went.
Revival is not where it started. It started even further back than that. It started with I'll say it started, not to say that he wasn't already doing but like my whole argument with Eminem has always been, you know what, I don't really want to make it biased or anything like that, but my whole argument with Eminem, I'm in the top 5. 4 people out of people's top 5 don't do pop, are not pop rap. Eminem, the newer Eminem, started doing rap. KRS-One would never do pop rap. DMX, after doing that stint of Marshall Mathers, not even Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, reaching world of motivational pop rap. And he did that for Recovery, Relapse. I'm trying to think, did he do that on basically 2 albums? I might be missing another album or something that he did, but specifically that era where he was doing that. Not to say that he wasn't speaking on issues that needed to be spoken about. That's another thing. Speaking about social issues, I'm guessing, like, since this is a new world, a new audience coming in to understand Eminem and who he is, Gen Z reaching back into your music from way back when I was a child and I was listening to your music, they don't want to hear social issues from you. They don't want to hear about your battle with Donald Trump. You're rapping, you know, because apparently there's a cutoff time for rappers. You know, anything after 30, you're elderly for some reason. I don't understand it, but that's really what it is. And like I said, trying my best not to be biased here. I'm just doing my best to build it up to get to where we are right now.
Sort of resurgence, it actually proved that he was no longer the young, hungry voice of a generation, but a 40-year-old bemoaning issues in a way that the culture wasn't looking for, and it made him seem out of touch.
The BET Freestyle Cypher, love the message. I love to see a white person using their privilege to combat prejudice. I was mad he didn't respond.
Disappointed.
So that lets me know you weren't doing it because you honestly were trying to use your privilege to combat prejudice. You were just trying to get Trump to respond to you.
Where his attacks on Bush on tracks like Mosh felt vital, everything he was doing now felt try-hard. But where the songs themselves were an issue, but proved to be even more of a roadblock, was how he handled the negative reception to the album. In some ways, the moment that B-Rabbit List's early material saw him switch up tones from aggressive to sarcastic and comical. But now, it seems as though something switched up, and instead of being unfazed by being the butt of the joke, he now exhibits his emotions on full force, signifying that the impenetrable force field around him was down.
Maybe because it doesn't sound like everything else and what most people are doing, maybe that was what tainted their ear. I remember a time in hip hop where you had to be so different from the next person or you were trash. There's a shift somewhere that happened.
The fact that his sense of invincibility was gone, and before long, everyone was taking a shot.
I'm not impressed by that because anybody at this point can memorize a bunch of fast words. Machine Gun Kelly can do that.
This sounds like a really whack rapper that's like in his mid-50s trying to do an Eminem impression with a whole bunch of dad jokes. Like, it's dad joke rap.
I don't know what album y'all heard. I heard that knows it's so now.
Stop just throwing names out and thinking that that's gonna be a single because you said a bunch of names. You ain't said, find another muse, pull from somewhere else. You don't know that it's probably 3 on the label that are better than you.
While he ignored Gucci and never responded to Button's valid questions, M would once again dedicate time to battling lesser MCs in the likes of MGK and Nick Cannon. And as pointed out by Joe Budden, it felt like rather than taking his respect as he once did, he was pining for his flower.
Blueprint came out in 2001. It's 2018. M. Sound like a newsflash. You're not in the same ballpark as Hov.
With the illusion now shattered that M would destroy the career of anyone who trespassed against him, he would continue to endure more and more disrespect on a regular basis. And in some ways, it was none other than his fellow Dre protege, Snoop Dogg, that set the tone by questioning his legacy on The Breakfast Club.
Eminem, the great white hope. White rappers, he could be labeled as one of the top 10 rappers ever. I don't think so. But the game feels like he's top 10 lyricists and all that comes with it. But that's just because he's with Dr. Dre.
Buys Zeus, with Eminem spitting that, I'm used to the LBC. But while two legends hashing out their differences set a good example to the youth, you can't help but take notice of the fact that this would have been inconceivable in the era where the all-powerful Slim Shady could unleash the...
Eminem, when he was on The Influence, Eminem, when he was on The Influence, Eminem on The Influence would have buried MGK, buried Snoop Dogg. If M Under the Influence would have buried all these people that was saying his name. But, you know, it's a different time, and, you know, it was just because he was young, you know? You can only do that stuff for so long until you get to an old age, and it's just like I want to live to see my children grow up, you know, and I feel that. But if he was Eminem on Slim Shady Under the Influence, man, he would have loaded up 10.
Come more clear cut than the game's complete 180 towards Shady and the prospect of feud.
I want smoke with Eminem. I'm saying I want smoke with Eminem, him and him.
In an effort to coax Shady into a feud, Game would release the Black Slim Shady, a
The
10-minute track
weirdest diss track ever.
Mockery of his style. Attempts to draw Shady into a feud speaks to M's relevancy and the clout that his name still holds. The fact that he's gone from cowering in fear to taking aim at M depicts how the culture's perceived.
I don't even understand what that was. I wish we could just erase that from time, because it was a waste of a beat. It was a waste of an album. Why did you even do it?
And escape with his career intact. From conceding that he was a guest in the House of Hip Hop to apologizing to the likes of Tyler the Creator and Rihanna for lyrics, M has only emphasized the weakness of society when he realized that the shock tactics of the past had lost their vitality. Left with mounting criticism, one thing that hasn't helped M is the fact that those who are clearly influenced by him also command very little respect. As for every Kohler Kendrick who's paid tribute to M in the past, you have his disciples such as Hobson, Dax, and Token who are seen as corny rather than culturally vital. With these rappers who've traced Eminem's rise scheme, thanks, this too feeds into the disrespect he faces. As today, M's audience only want one thing from him, and it's not anything groundbreaking.
There's a lot of people in this world that don't relate to Eminem. The black community, like the super urban community, I think we like Eminem, and I'll say this because I'm an Eminem fan. We like Eminem for his wordplay, but as far as like actual content, whenever Eminem tries to go very content-based, the world doesn't with it. He dropped Kamikaze, everybody jumped back. Eminem's back, but it was a bunch of nothing, gibberish. But everybody was like, yo, Eminem's back. We've been waiting for this. He's back. Eminem, rival, he was trying to tell the world something, and they wasn't trying to hear it.
Yeah. The gimmick rap that drew me in as a little child, and I'm sure every other child, every other teen back then, that's what we want to hear. We don't really want to hear your content. But I built that up just to get here, so and now we're going to be talking about this song by Easy Melle. I believe Easy Melle. Easy Melle is a artist, a Filipino artist who was here. Let me see here. Put this up. Let me see. Let me put this. Filipino artist signed by Shady Records. Most I could really tell you about him is that randomly signed artist, right? Okay, so he made a song with Eminem called Realist. So Easy Melle is a Filipino American rapper whose sound is influenced by the likes of Chris Brown and Eminem. Okay, so I am on the second. I don't want to make this totally about Eminem because this is an Eminem song. Just to give you an idea of what type of, like, how he raps. So this is verse 2. It says, I done got hit on the head, barely survived that ish. Minus a 9 mission. Get the Glock out with it. Get to poppin', dip out, and smoke with the homies. We mobbin'. While I'm cleaning the stash of my calibers, some of them might got your name on them. Wanna brag about that ish? That filling up mags I'm finna go clapping. Get in that bag with the GOAT. Be rabbit, I know they hate this flow. I'm in the mode to get to killing again with the best stick in your dome. You're never getting a penny or less still in the flows. And I'ma get it. I'ma spread it again as a test. Sick of these hoes. They get to bitchin', the better the breast. Nevertheless, I'ma get it. Enter that trade. Do on your bitches in front of PETA. Because I'm kind of getting fed up of leaving y'all wet up. Like, okay. So, hearing the song, because I've heard the song, I'm just going to be honest, and I'm just going to say that Easy Mille make him go, sound better, work with him and make him as an artist better, but he's just okay. He's nothing. He's not rebuilding a wall or anything like that. He's just a. I'm not sitting up here saying he's terrible or anything like that. He's good. He's just okay. He's not amazing. Years of being a freshly new signed artist to a gigantic, well-known artist like him. Because there are artists who have been signed to Shady that were on the label and didn't really do too much. Guy, it's kind of like the other guy that they signed. What's his name? Grip. I haven't really heard anything from Grip, and he's actually pretty good. Or what's his name? West Side Boogie. What happened to him? Is he still signed to Shady? After a while, when these artists sign to Shady, I don't really hear anything from them. So hopefully, a difference is made. Now it says, guess I've really no right to complain. Much hip hop has been good to me, huh? But when they say I'm only top 5 cause I'm white, why would I be stunned? My skin, why they put me at top 5. It's why they can't put me at 1. So, all right, we're just gonna go back and examine these bars, right? Okay. Let me see here. All right, so when he says, but when they say I'm top 5 because I'm white, why would I be stunned? My skin color is still working against me because racial issue. I mean, he's obviously made a song called White America, in which he says, when I was underground, no one gave a F. I was white. No labels wanted to sign me. Almost gave up. I was like, F it. Until I met Dre. Every fan black that I got was probably his in exchange for every white fan that he's got. Like, damn, we just swapped sitting back, looking at Ish. Wow. I'm like, my skin is starting to work to my benefit now. Okay. Eminem being white is the reason he's a top 5 rapper of all time. If he were black, he'd be average. Now remember, we're going to continue here. Being white ain't why they put me at 5. It's why they can't put me at 1. So critics have long been dismissive of Eminem. So, I'm going to continue. They're coming with more venom. So the haters, I'm aiming it towards them. And all the envious rappers I torch if I'm on a joint with them. And that is the only retort is, I'm not reason they still play your Ish in the clubs is because you still perform in them. To quote what the game said on the Matt and Stacks Showtime basketball podcast, when have you ever heard an Eminem song played in the club? Like small artist, therefore, he can't sell out big arenas like Eminem. Well, I beg to differ on that because Game is not no small arena. Game, I feel like Game can still sell out arenas. Come on now. He arena and do that. I mean, I think that annotation was kind of biased, but when people say that Eminem doesn't get played in the clubs, I mean, who wants to hear Eminem in the club anyway? That's like, who wants to hear Hobson in the club? Who wants to hear Dax in the club? Who wants to hear Logic in the club? These are not club setting type of rappers. These are lyrical rappers. He's a lyrical rapper. Lyrical rappers don't get played in the club whatsoever unless they actually try to put together club songs in it. From every single song I've ever listened to from Eminem, he's never put out this type of no 50 Cent song, pun intended. So, all right. I am a guest in this house. That's in reference to Lord Jamar. I am a guest in this house, but I turned this itch to a mansion. That's an expansion. Made it gargantuan. And he's doing the lyrical, miracle, spiritual stuff. Gargantuan. England, Germany, France, and Japan in this itch. Even Dubai, because my music, this is not what I'm expecting. This is not what I'm expecting from Eminem. You know, I could see an Eminem fan being like, this is kind of mid. I could see that. Because, like, I am a guest in this house, but I turned this itch to a mansion. That's an expansion. Made it gargantuan. England, Germany, France, and Japan's in this itch. Even Dubai, because my music, they Dubai. Now, breaking that down, this is another diss towards Lord Jamar. See here, but yeah, the whole entire rhyme pattern. I'm not here to like judge the rhyme pattern or anything like that. But if I was one of those Eminem fans who was like really way too simple for somebody like the likes of Eminem, way too simple. Okay, moving on. You die trying. This scientist, two psychiatrists could not unscrew my head up. Nah, cause you know you'll get washed like a bar of soap. You ussy, you wouldn't give a cigar to smoke, and I know it eats at your heart like an artichoke because you know that's how likely you are to choke. Pretty self-explanatory. Pretty simple. Your heart is broke as I rip you apart. I go bananas, proceed to spit every bar I wrote. I was spitting before my mother's water. Zip up your gaps, close your mouths. Y'all need to stick to what you do best. Shooting schools up. Yeah, go load up rounds. Now, who is this marketed to? Like, or I'd like to really know where that's really going. But it's just like the video says. Whenever Eminem starts to like try to like really deep dive into like a topic, that's when people stop. That's when like fans of this new generation are like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. There's a previous line from, of course, the Marshall Mathers LP. You know what she says? I take 7 kids from Columbine. I'm not even gonna go through that whole line, but that's just I believe that's just a reference to that. Shout out to Furious 5 and Okay, this one. It says shout out to the Furious 5 and Grandmaster Flash, but boy, what up though? There's someone who really is furious, stay out his path, his wrath avoid, and I'll be the last to toy with a juice head whose brain is like half destroyed. Like a meteor, hit it well. Like a meteor, hit it well. There went Melle. We lost his asteroid in the world. With a ma that was on Valium, and his father was a coward, taught him as a child, when no effing body was around, how to get himself up and out of poverty. Now to sing Lord Jamar. I'm sure okay. Him dissing Game. Game learned from Eminem. It's basically the teacher responding. Now, the only thing that I will say that is kind of like, whoa, I can't believe he did that, is actually dissing Melle. Must dissing George Washington Carver or Steve Jobs dissing Bob Johnson, the guy who started BET. Like it doesn't make sense. Black creators, it's black creators, or people. It's people in the been successful. You're 50 years old. You have been successful for a long time, and you're the first. You're the first and probably the greatest white rapper to ever come out. That's unique because you're a story that is unique because there are people who don't know about. There are people from suburbia that don't know that there are white people in the hood. He's not the only white in the hood. Who else? I believe the GMB EB bands or something like that group in the hood. There are plenty of white offsprings who grew up in the ghettos and in the hood and have been able to rise up out of those cracks. Just like other rappers who grew up in the hood that are predominantly black and have been able to tell their story. And then he's not the only white boy from Detroit that got famous through rap and is from a lower income impoverished area. We could talk about ICP, we could talk about Kid Rock, so on and so on. Now on the flip side of that, to be dissing Melle is crazy to me. Just me personally, I think that's crazy to be dissing. And then he doubled back and referenced you saying something that added on to his. And then he played something that you said. So to go diss him is just kind of like, y'all are both old, and it's like, what is it proven by the industry? He's respected by a different part of the industry, but still the industry. So it's like, all of this is just air. just air. We're going to be moving on. Excuse me. Going to be moving on from this, and we're going to be getting into. What's the next thing I'm going to be getting into? Okay. Going to be looking at another topic. Another topic we're going to be looking at is. Okay, so I got to take care. Get this out the way. All right. Going to be looking at. Bring this back down to its size. Just in case I need it. All right. Now. We're from Texas, Houston. I don't necessarily want to get into certain parts of his story or anything like that, but he was popular. And of course, he's very. There's another part of the story I don't really want to talk about, but people, of course, you can't say SPM without referencing the story in question. So basically, he's in jail right now for something he did. He is a rapper from Bay City, Texas, I believe. Bay City, Texas, and man, he has a song called Johnny Dang with Paul Wall and another gentleman, I can't remember his name, but that song has gone viral, and I believe he put out this album called Lone Star Luchador. I believe that's him to some people call him a Texas version of the Baby because he has that same cadence as the Baby. But let's see what SPM says. Might have to restart it.
So I guess this country or something. And it was, I just couldn't forget. It's just so fucking funny. The man's brain, and it's 2023, 28 years later. And now what y'all gonna do? Because they hated on me. You say Mexican OT's been making a lot of noise. Well, I would call it a lot more than a lot of noise. That must be real. I saw like he has so many styles. He did this country song. I guess this country or something. And it was, I just couldn't stop laughing. Every time you say it's just so fucking funny. The man's brain is fucking so powerful. The 1995 years later, and now what y'all gonna do? Because they hated on me.
Now, that could be, some might say that could be the biggest Hispanic rapper to ever blow, giving this new rapper his flowers. Now, how far, might want to ask yourself, because, while SPM's influence is, I'm sure, he has a heavy influence on a lot of Hispanic rappers, right? There are people who won't some people don't care, some people do care, some people are like crime that put him where he's at. I'm just looking at it from a certain point of like, basically SPM giving that Mexican OT his flowers, and I'd be interested. Crime in question, he's still very well respected here in Texas. A lot. Just gonna move on from that. We're gonna move on from that. Let me see here. What else do we got? What else we got here? What else do we got here?
But in the process of all this happening, you a liar. In this relationship that other people want to. No, no. Let's be real. So what we gonna do is we gonna stay together. We gonna have a beautiful life together for the rest of our lives. We gonna continue to get money. These don't bring me no diseases. But we gonna do what we want to do outside this house, because to this point it has worked. Right for me, great, because I love you. I never wanted to not be with you. I never wanted to be without you. I want to do life with you. But in the process of all this happening, you a liar. You got you a and I had to hear from this. You the only fucker in this relationship.
So basically, she wants to co-parent and keep on the facade for come out about whatever, whoever her sneaky link is, so she doesn't have to hide it anymore. But act like she's so hurt by her man cheating when she probably already was doing something. The world we live in, this is why dating sucks. Dating is ass. Nobody wants to be together. Nobody wants to get married. Nobody wants to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Everybody just wants a situationship. The black household is just crumbling like a thin sheet of paper, and the war against men and women is just gonna continue off of BS like this right here. Just BS, bro. Just BS, bro. Oh man, let's move to here. Is this X? Yeah, we're gonna move into X. Gonna come off of this right here. All right. So, just got a couple of things to talk about. We're gonna start with SummerSlam first. Let me see here if I could. So, I guess it would only be right that I talk about this one. Queen, Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns. And I'll say it again. The Bloodline story is just great. It's great. It's a great trilogy. It's a great franchise. But you have to know when down into the ground like the Saw series or great tell was good about the storyline. Because it's about 2 a.m. right now here, where I'm. What is it? The match was the tribal combat match was good. You know, it was like a no disqualification match, and they traded back and they traded offense back and forth, and Solo Sikoa, and then from out of nowhere. Tell you something from out of nowhere. Jimmy Uso comes back and literally just betrays Jey Uso. Never go against going against Roman Reigns and thinking he's gonna lose is like Mayweather going into an exhibition fight against some hotshot boxer. You never go against Mayweather, and you never yesterday night. Absolutely entertaining match. Going through as Cody Rhodes, definitely pretty good match. Cody Rhodes ended up beating. He hit the crossroads about 3 times, and he won. And he did something Brock Lesnar did something that I never thought I'd see. Cody Rhodes is the only person that could make, Cody Rhodes and probably The Undertaker is the only 2 people that can make Brock Lesnar like literally go out of character. Cody Rhodes won the match. Brock Lesnar, that's crazy. Gave him a hug, bro. It's so crazy to see that. It's almost kind of like, I respect you. It's basically him like saying like, hey, I respect you. I respect you. You know, you have a sort of relation match. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I always love matches with Gunther, bro. Gunther always makes his matches very good. You know, it's a wrestling match. It's not a gimmick match. It's not a storyline match or anything like that. It's more of a wrestling match. I always like seeing anything with Gunther. I'm gonna love because you're guaranteed to see like an actual. What's his name? Seth Rollins versus. Drawing a blank here. Seth Rollins. Why am I drawing a blank on Finn Balor? Excuse me. I don't know why I drew a blank. My only thing about his My only thing about this match was that he was, what's his name? What is his name, man? What's his name? Passion by Damian Priest. That's it. Just, if anything, don't put the interference in there. Give me a Damian Priest cash in. Or, tease a cash in against Seth. And then, of course, Seth Rollins, still champion. Okay. I wasn't really even paying attention to the Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and who else were they? Who else was there? Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and there's one other person I'm thinking of here, honestly. But I was glad that Io Sky came in and cashed in on her because come on already, man. Tired. All right, but we're going to transition from that and we're going to go to Renee Diaz. And honestly, throughout each of these rounds, I was just kind of like, Jake Paul was punching fast as hell, was really fast rounds. Nate Diaz lasted for 10 rounds. What, 3 minute rounds? 3 minute rounds, 10 rounds. He lasted all 10 rounds. That says something. I thought it was great that he was trolling him. Cause he really made it seem like he could have went another 10 rounds. Jake Paul don't have the fatigue that Jake Paul don't have the endurance like Nate does. And of course, I'm really taking this serious like that. Either way it goes, he got his money. They both made money on this fight either way. So, but one thing I liked though was that, Jake Paul said, "Hey, we could run this back in the MMA." Now, if they run it back in the MMA, he is gonna beat the brakes off of Jake Paul, for real. One more thing I wanted to look at before I close out here. Let me see. Okay, this is the last thing I want to talk about. So, out on his Instagram and said they unalived this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you? Question mark. What does that sound like to everybody? Does that sound like something that has to do with anything? That has to do with that? Is there any reference in there when it says they unalive this dude named Jesus? Does it actually say that somebody actually did something to Jesus? Does it actually does Jamie Foxx saying what he said tell you anything about what do you think they'll do to you? Hashtag fake friends, hashtag fake love. Right? Okay. Now, here's where things get sticky. You ready? Now, Jennifer Aniston gets on accident. And more importantly, I want to be clear to my friends and anyone hurt by this showing up in their feeds. I do not support any form of anti-Semitism. Now, let me read what Jamie Foxx said one more time. And you tell me if you heard anything that had to do with anti-Semitism. And I quote, "They do to you, hashtag fake friends, hashtag fake love." I don't see it anywhere. All he said was they unalived Jesus. I don't get it. And then here's what puzzles me. So he says, I want to apologize to the Jewish community and anyone who was offended by my post. I now know my choice of words have caused offense, and I'm sorry. That was never my intent to clarify. Not anything more. I only have love in my heart for everyone. I love and support the Jewish community. Now, I don't understand how he's giving out an apology and Jennifer Aniston isn't giving out an apology. Jennifer Aniston should be apologizing to Jamie Foxx for taking his quote wrong. And then there's this post, and then there's something right here that says actor Jamie Foxx posts horrifically anti-Semitic message. So a blogger or news publication took the post wrong, and maybe Jennifer Aniston took what the news post said. She didn't think to go and, you're famous. He's famous. Y'all should have each other's contact. This man, you having him apologize for something that had nothing to do with what he was actually talking about. Jamie Foxx sitting up here explaining himself for something that somebody took wrong is crazy. That's how it be, man. That's how it is, I guess. There's nothing he can do but to just make it right in his own way, and it's just kind of like, she looks like a took because I took it wrong, or I ran with something that a news publication turned around and faked and made it into something it's not. Gaslighting my post and turning it into something it's not. Signing off here. You have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy church. Enjoy your day.